Well, ever since I saw Froggo Amulet, I knew there was something I wanted to do. And here we go, we're returning to the Haglins Hat run. Starting fresh bandana is perfect. Absolutely lovely to see. My deck is, as we can see here, it's rather interesting. Anyway, my plan is very simple. I actually can double shuffle as well, which is really nice. I'm going to boost up my max HP as much as possible. My bombs don't do damage thanks to the power of safety regulations right here. I wanted to make sure that my bombs weren't actually killing enemies. Instead, the only thing that I'm actually allowing to kill enemies is collecting 100 gold. Yes, that is correct. I collect 100 gold and then Weaponised Envy deals damage equal to the amount that I healed. So the way to increase that damage is by increasing my max HP. And Froggo Amulet increases max HP whenever I buy an orb. So my plan is, I took Eye of Turtle for a very specific reason, eh? My plan is to max buy every single orb that I see and see how much damage I can get up to using solely Eye of Turtle and obviously Salt Shaker as well, because I just like augmenting Froggo Amulet in that way. And to see how high my max HP can get. Because as long as you're one-shotting enemies with this build, it's actually pretty solid. And obviously, you know, I do happen to have 800 gold in the bank. It is pretty decent. I can buy things that I wish. So to get as many orbs as possible, there are a few things I'm going to want to do. First of all, chests are actually really bad. I want to go to like no chests. Elite fights are fine and fights are fine. Question marks are not ideal. And I will have it in Two's company. Both of them can potentially cause issues. The reason why I have 99 shuffle orbs in my deck, just in case we couldn't tell, it's 99 shuffle orbs, but it's 99 shuffle orbs. It's just because I don't want to be shooting the bad orbs in my deck. I need to be shooting shuffle orbs if I want to make this an actually fast run. For the Chemical Hazard or the Sphere. The Chemical Hazard going is actually really nice. I really need to get rid of any orbs that I'm adding to my deck, or rather not shoot any orbs that I'm adding to my deck that can actually kill enemies. Chemical Hazard can do that, and that's not allowed, you know? There's only one thing I'm allowing to kill enemies this run, and it does mean I have to be super careful. Because I have the classic Unpretentious Amulet status symbol combo to make sure I'm not dealing damage. I also took safety regulations to remove bomb damage, as I mentioned, but I also took Endless Devouring just in case. Because as long as you have Endless Devouring, a lot of orbs shouldn't be able to deal damage, even if you have this combo. Because if you have this combo, there are definitely some orbs that would be able to deal damage, and there is a chance I may be forced to shoot them, which is something I really don't want to happen. Which is also part of the reason why I have 99 Weaponizers, because I can't have more. As we can see here, Weaponizers, you actually get a lot of refreshes per shot. Every single other orb in the game, if I was shooting just mediocre average orbs that you're picking up after each fight, if you're picking up all orbs, need to not shoot Golden Bubble, then ready this run would take a bit too long. That is not what I wanted. Did that explain everything? I think so. Yeah, you kind of need to do refresh stuff and then everything else makes sense. Honestly, not bad. For a question mark, that's about as good as it gets. Alright, so refresh of course is a big no-no. I will actually likely earn back my damage. I am, however, allowed to do everything else. Orb removal, I could actually take it. I'm going to keep it on the off chance, the hilarious off chance, mind you, that I actually get to dupe my entire deck, but probably not going to happen. I obviously set up a lot of things this run. One thing I did not want to set up is a custom seed. If I did a custom seed, then yes, this could be a very different run. It could be utterly bonkers instead of just very bonkers. But I didn't want to do that. Okay. Yep, and this is part of the reason why I wanted the Ambi Dictionary, just because orbs like Cauldron Bubble, if I had Cauldron Bubble and Chemical Hazard, it's also my deck. If I got them back to back, that would put me in a very bad situation currently. I believe I'm on 72 damage here. It's definitely decent, but these guys have 75 health. So I require more than one proc in a single turn. Luckily the Shuffle Orbs are very good at achieving that. Very good indeed. It's such a satisfying build. It is so weird mass buying orbs though. This feels so wrong. Ooh, navigation, I see. I'm fine to miss navigate as long as I get a fight here. I did not get a fight and I do have to remove an orb. Oh my. Ah, found an orb. Alright, so Cauldron Bubble and I think Cauldron Bubble is the best target. They're just too good at applying Spin Infection, which actually deals damage, because Sure, if I wanted to be on the safe side, I just don't pick up any passives. You know what, let's pick up the decoy orb. It's funnier. Yes, this decoy orb will definitely find value. Cool, let's just go for rolls the entire time, right? I imagine rolls should just work out pretty well. One thing I'm very used to for this build as well is targeting enemies that, like the tree trunk here, fall over and create something else, basically delaying fights so that I can get more HP off of grinding Monstera. That's not actually necessary with this version. It was funny. I believe this should be... yeah, it's just like an instant proc, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. So fine. Dash of focus. Tells me I'm not actually planning on dying. Sure, let's just grab some Delusion. It's actually a pretty decent amount of Delusion too. After all, we have status symbol. 20 Delusion per enemy spawning with Crucible 19 active is decent. Look, that sucks. Only one orb, but at least it's one orb. You know, stuff like this, not. Although, the temptation to invest there. I would have made back a lot of money. Whose company? A very good target to lose. Wait, how about more reorganizers not targeted? The ratio of orbs in my deck is kind of crazy. That's how many reorganizers I got. Oh. It can offer the same orb multiple times though, because it can offer a pebble multiple times. Maybe that's specifically because there aren't enough other orbs to offer. This is actually really... oh, I shot a disgusting non-reorganizer. Ooh. And it very much dealt a lot less damage because of it. 5 max HP. I would have liked to exit this area with more, but I guess, you know, leaving area 1 with 200 max HP is pretty decent. But as we can see here, I'm not quite dealing as much damage as I would like. I wanted to try this run once with purely... I guess it's not technically purely because I have Salt Shaker as well, but look, I just want to be able to get use out of Salt Shaker whenever, because it's just such a bad relic. Another Two's Company, sure. Any multiple boss relic here is decent. This is kind of funny. Heavy Hand, I don't really like any of this nonsense. Don't want misnavigation relics. Which one? Or I guess I'll just skip. Okay, I did get them all. This is a scary one. This is why we had to stack our deck the way we had to stack our deck. If we had all the battles we have in our deck and without the shuffle orbs, we would simply lose to Demon War. As it stands, I'm not sure if we actually do guaranteed win, but hopefully we can at least put up a fight. Definitely if I'm doing this kind of run, I would really hope not to get Demon War, or I would need all of the max HP relics. Just to boost up the amount of time, because it's actually pretty noticeable if you have them all. But as I was mentioning earlier, I wanted to do one run with basically just Froggo Amulet, using the Froggo Amulet strategy to boost up my max HP. Then I'll do one run with all the max HP relics, including using Grinding Monstera strategies. Obviously Basalt Totem is a massive way to increase your max HP for that run. And of course Froggo Amulet, which is going to be a huge addition to this run. I mean, as we can see here, it's putting in massive work. I'm pretty sure this is around about the same level of max HP I entered Area 2 on last time. And keep in mind, it may be the same level roughly I entered Area 2 on last time. But last time, I had access to cake, wool chicken, apple a day, all of this stuff that is immediate boosts, which a very big difference for the Area 2 compared to this one, which has comparatively better late game scaling. I should have more max HP over the course of this run, rather than the last run where I had the immediate max HP boosts. Those passives are of course solid. Actually, I'm going to focus you just because maybe I can get a double kill. Actually, that would classify as my getting a kill through another means, which I'm trying not to do, but my bombs actually do deal enough damage to where they can get kills. Sorry, they can meet breakpoints. It's not what I'm looking for, but there's not much I can do to stop that. I've minimized bomb damage as much as possible, and I really can't do anything more about it. Would have been nice to get a multiple boss relic though, because that is a great way to augment this run. Well, I mean, as it always is, right? Nothing new there. Interesting. Doesn't matter though. God, it's so nice just getting fights constantly. Such a huge deal. 165 max HP already. And we're fighting the one boss that just simply doesn't care. We couldn't care less. Alright, so we'll shoot like this and ground guard. I'm sure that being immune to damage while reloading is going to make a difference this run. Most certainly. And not scourge of any fight pretty much. It's perfectly acceptable. Oh, he's never actually gonna swap forms. That's one of the funny things about this change. It's like, now when you fight him with more than a few decks, they actually don't have a way to swap him into his other form. Just because they either don't deal damage, or they like only deal targeted damage, or they deal damage through like bombs. And it just means that you're just taking a lot of slaps. And he slaps decently hard, you know. For a normal run, taking a few of them is generally unfortunate. Of course, it's nowhere near as unfortunate as shooting him with a massive shot in the other form and watching as he survives on like 50 health, and you're just like, oh, I am just about to lose literally all of my health. Luckily this part of the map is still just extremely solid for getting the gold we need. For some stuff. Effective criticism. I don't know, killing enemies through other means. Focus. I removed the crit from the board. I will actually have damage, so I will just take smoke one shot. Yeah, no, there's nothing damaging about trying to apply darkness to them. Still weird not calling it blind, but I imagine I'll get used to it soon. Alright, so we need to take care of enemies that are hiding underneath the chandelier for now. Shouldn't be too hard. It looks like we're smacking pretty hard, after all. 292, 163. 292, 163. I mean, basically 130, right? I can basically consider it as such. To be precise, 129. Thank you very much. You're an excellent test subject. You may now leave. Oh! What, how much? 25 gold. Well, I'm sure that'll be... Oh my god, I was scared for a moment. Shooting air gold is very closely associated to, oh, all enemies are just about to die. That's not what I'm going for this run. I'm looking to drag out the pain. Make it as truly horrendous as possible. Man, these guys are tanky, eh? Worry, I'll get you soon enough. 35. If I could enter area 3 on like, how much HP are we talking? And look, 400 HP would be insane. You could end this run on like above 600 HP, that would be so sick. I think that might be asking for a lot, but I'm eager to try. It actually is possible, which is way more than we could have achieved before. Froggo Amulet is just a very decent relic for this kind of run. Very decent indeed. I imagine that we just shoot this once and then... That is just how it works. We're definitely getting to the point where that ambidextrity is looking real nice, eh? We have a lot of orbs in our deck that are not reorganizers, and we want the reorganizer. I'm going to be entering the boss fight with much more than 600 HP, the final boss fight. And this run just became a whole lot more interesting. Maybe it's earlier than I wanted, but honestly, 305. Oh, that was more than I expected. How much damage is my ping now? 400 damage per ping. Oh. I see. So if you've got a perfect seed, you have a lot of max HP available to you now. Now unfortunately you can only get the dupe event once. But that one time you do get it. You got 600 health this time. I think expecting 700 or 800 health from it's actually not even that crazy. Wow. I did not expect to be reaching 1000 max HP. On the slightest. That is very cool. Very cool indeed. Alright, so no, but I'm allowed to pick up this Thursday. Make the correct play. These Peglins are actually buffed as well, thanks to my obelisks. I think I have a few of them in this deck. Oh, I'm going to reach the aforementioned 1000 max HP much faster than I expected. Yes, sure, I will take one extra crit. Wait, that gives me my crit damage back. Luckily, I think I'm... So every single fight is going to do that, eh? Interesting. Wait, did I just... Social button has trolled my run. It's so sad. But I think for the first shot on most maps, I will be dealing damage. It's terribly unfortunate. Of course, it's not just one crit. I'm duping it. My god, such a silly mistake. I presumed it was harmless, but it's simply not. 985. Good news is, I will definitely have it. I mean, yeah, dupe station should also be good though. Branch of Ember is also fun. Actually, it's not called Branch of Ember anymore, is it? Nice way to get some extra bramble. I really wish I could override this. Very unfortunate I picked it up. You are all hump. Oh my, 324% healing. There's a very quick way to find out exactly how many orbs are in our deck, eh? With a 1% per extra orb, I have 330 orbs in my deck. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Rat out the Peglin Chef always here. So that way we get a fight, gives us orbs, gives us max HP. Oh, are we capped at 999? I do believe we might just be capped at 999. It's very unfortunate. I really hate this. Actually, Pegulations gives me the pièce I need as well. Oh, man, that's so unfortunate. Well, I bungled this one, but the good news is I'm capped. Alright, so you can't get above 999. That's a shame. Would have been very nice, eh? How exactly do I get around this issue? How do I lose access to the crit or crit damage? I don't think I can. Oh. Damn. Well, it's 45% of my max HP, right? So it'll be pretty simple. Yeah, it's just 450 maps. But at least for this map I'm not doing damage, right? Perfect. Good enough for me. This be just chunks of 450 damage, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, this actually was a really good idea. I kept it up way faster than I thought I would. I knew that Froggo Amulet would be really good for this build. I didn't realize just how good. Working out shockingly well, so I can just try and speed things up now. Well, there's my 3 crit damage. Constricting Chains would have been the best way to go about it, but I don't actually recall if it was there. It might have been there. Oh man. I think that's the lag of loading all my orbs in, right? Oh no, I hate this. Can't get rid of it though. Oh my god. You take one passive and then suddenly you just have an alternate damage source in your deck. Very sad, truly. As long as I don't hit a crit, I guess. Fortunately, that's easier said than done. Also, I have a lot of bad orbs in my deck, so I actually do not get to shoot my reorganize every single shot, which is no idea. Good news is though, what I want to know, what I'm wondering, is with Froggo Amulet and presumably Soul Shaker allowed as well, alone, can you? Oh my god, you know what? How high can we get this? $58, $60, $62. I'm quite literally playing with fire here, eh? I'm on 9 health. I mean, this is definitely as low as I'll get for the rest of this run. Hey, you know what? If it's actually a ghost, it might actually not be ideal. Just so hesitant to pick up anything now. It's just like, oh, I picked up 1 crit and then boom. I do want to go to the elite, but it would be funny if it's actually a ghost. Even if it is the ghost, actually I have enough refreshes on the board, right? This is the other run I was scared of. Other fight. But as long as I get 1 heal, we are just all on fine. Yeah, 159! Oh wow! So 450 per damage proc. Pretty decent. There's one of those things that, I mean, it should be pretty apparent by now, but it's not fully obvious when you actually read it. So, is Weaponised Envy, you don't actually need to heal the HP to deal the damage. Which definitely makes it at least a mildly passable relic, right? Otherwise I think it would be basically completely useless, but because of that it actually can do stuff. It's just like, if you already have... At this stage I'm dealing damage, right? I might as well. No, I will relent though. Not doing that. It is pretty hilarious. Yeah, sure. At this stage, I'm actually fine to go to chests purely because I can't actually increase my max HP, aka my damage, anymore. Very cool though. The Haglins Hat run has been improved successfully. I will just ignore it and move on. I've reached my max potential and there's literally nothing else I want. The only thing I want now is to remove my special button, which, unfortunately, not so easy to achieve. I love how one proc of a Haglins Hat is literally enough to just almost kill him. Oh, sorry, almost. I believe that will do. Firstly, I just shouldn't pick up any passives though. Just ensure that I don't actually accidentally stumble. That bag's actually really good. 2 extra refreshes is a pretty big deal. More packages, baby. It'll be fine. I mean, yeah. Let's just move along at this stage. I want to see how quickly we can murder the boss. Oh my. Yeah, definitely a bit of noticeable lag when we're loading in each fight, which I believe is just our deck order being loaded because, let's be honest, I don't think the game expects finding out the deck order to take this long. Certainly it's going to take a fair bit of time. I could upgrade these reorganizers if I wanted to, considering the fact that I have... Oh, yeah, still pretty much the same. 332%. Sorry, 332 orbs in my deck, thanks to the 332% healing I have extra. I'm pretty sure that finding it would be an absolute nightmare though, so I kind of don't want to do that. Like, out of curiosity, just how long would it take? Like, sure, it's probably bundled up in a nice little section somewhere here, but doesn't really matter anyway. The difference between a level 1 and a level 3 Shuffle Orb, when you don't care about the damage, is very minor. Definitely, that is a lot of Berserker actually. It's definitely actually something that you do want to consider a lot of the time. Cool, I guess crits also refresh. I might as well get more refreshes. It's decent, but they don't have Refreshing Punch available, so it doesn't really matter. Dupe Station, nice. Solid stuff. Let's just take care of you. Bye-bye. Yeah, so we capped out 450 damage. That's good to know for sure. That's a lot of procs on Coin Dragon, isn't it? Boom. Good to know. I do wish it could go higher because honestly, this would be a very fun custom run if it could go higher. Very fun indeed. In particular, I'm remembering the custom run with all of the bomb boss relics, of which there are more than a few. Ones that increase damage after all. Where the bombs are dealing 1900, I believe it is, but basically 2000 damage per shot. It's actually a good shot to start with just to make sure that I'm not dealing damage with my normal orbs. Although it can get chemical hazard, so it is also dangerous, isn't it? But basically just, if I shoot this, it's probably actually going to deal damage, which is really not what I want. So unfortunate, but the rest of this fight should be fine, I guess. I don't believe I have... Yep, the rest of this fight should be fine, perfect. At this point, our downgrading potential is very impressive, eh? We want to keep killing the minions, though. I believe we get Spintel, that's what it's called. For killing this guy, and I actually do need the Spintel for him still. Plus, you know, 450, that instantly smites him. I believe, though, that after this shot, I'm going to be on pretty low health. 3 more procs, which is not a lot when you consider that proccing these rigged bombs is going to take it down to 2 more procs, and getting 4 procs in the one shot's honestly pretty easy for me. Oh, so this is the Haglins Hat Pomp Froggo Amulet variant. And apparently, well, admittedly, starting off with 99 reorganizers in my deck definitely is helpful for maxing out your max HP. If I didn't do that, I would have had... how many? That's not the right passive. Flying Heart 333. I think it's safe to presume... We had 180. I think it's safe to presume around 200. If you get it at the right time, that's 400%, which is 4 times 400, so it should be enough. I think... Sorry, 4 times 200, which should be enough, I think. Pretty much. You'd get close, definitely. Yeah. But definitely starting off with the 99 bullets reorganizers is nice. The only reason I didn't do that here is because the only reason why I didn't use the 99 reorganizers here is purely because it would have just taken too much time, and I don't think that's what people wanted to see. Otherwise, this would have been a very, very long video. In fact, this has been, what, 30 minutes? I was actually doing a run just before where after 30 minutes, I just entered Area 2. It's that much slower. And yeah, it is still a very fun build, but definitely if Area 1 is taking that long, you may want to consider finding something to speed it up, which, the 99 reorganizers do. Because there are a fair few ways I can do it otherwise, apart from the 99 reorganizers. But this is the cleanest way to do it whilst fully relying on the Froggo Amulet for max HP. I feel like the best ways to do it are either add multiple boss relics, which is really good, but it does kind of feel like it's defeating the purpose a bit. Um, just because the multiple boss relics are so good, like they're warping the run, which is fine, but a lot of custom runs you're going to be using multiple boss relics anyway, so nice not to use them sometimes there. Or just massively boosting your max HP, which I wanted this to be a purely Froggo Amulet run. I think that saying that Salt Shaker is not really a max HP relic is also fair because it's an amplifier. And Froggo Amulet, when you're actually amplifying it with Salt Shaker, is actually, like, decent. 4 max HP instead of 3 is definitely noticeable. A lot of the time I would pick up orbs like additional rub orbs, for example, purely just to play for that, because it would be worth it even if you don't have an adventurer's backpack. Even just like a few like level 2 rub orbs is honestly probably decent in a lot of maps. But yeah, this is a really cool run. The next time I do it, I'll probably try it with all the max HP relics and no reorganizers. So instead of reorganizers, I would add in a treat so that my refreshes are at least doubling each turn, because otherwise it will just be an absolute headache. Very much a slugfest, which is not exactly what I'm aiming for, but it definitely is. I mean, you can see it in this run, can't you? It's like if we didn't have this many refreshes on the board, the fights would be taking so much longer, because they really would be. You really don't have that many refreshes. Like 11 might sound like a lot, but it's not really, especially when you don't have access to full multiple boss relics, which we definitely did not have access to here. As well as starting off with all the max HP relics, of which there are more than a few, and especially like Basalt Tome definitely grants you a lot. But it certainly would be cool to run the all max HP relics variant of this run instead. The Froggo Amulet on its own is definitely amazing, but when you start slapping them all together, you've got basically the 200 max HP starting health, and it starts rising very, very fast. And that's like 90 damage per proc, which is also pretty good because one of the nice things about this run is you just have easy access to gold, because Philosopher's Stone is actually crucial for our damage output.